close for a series of like every month, I think.
Okay.
And it's like until the school year ends. So I think Travis Matthew is trying to create a collaboration with UGA merch. So
Sweet.
yeah, it's
Travis
like we're
Matthews. I've not heard of Travis.
Yeah, no, I was about to say the
it's
same.
like a
Who is
big
Travis
like golf clothing line. I think it's just coming up. Yeah, a lot
Okay.
of
Their
pro
stuff.
golfers wear it though.
You know what's coming up actually, which is very interesting? The merch of the Underdogs. People who work for the Underdogs and our guest will have a T-shirt, and it looks really good. Actually,
It's one of the coolest T-shirts you've ever seen.
Yep. Yeah, I'm not selling it. I'm just saying. Well, actually, it's only going to be a gift. We're not selling them. It's only going to be a gift to the awesome people who've been part of this.
Yeah.
Part of what, you may ask? The #1 podcast at UGA. If you're wondering who I am, I'm Massimo Ballou, the most Italian-American dude at UGA. I'm here with Oliver Kerrigan, my best friend. How you doing, Ollie?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
Good. I'm actually excited because today we don't only have a cool guest, but we have a new host, Mitchell. What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm really, really happy to be here.
Yeah.
Excited for the opportunity.
You, first of all, I want to ask you. I asked you yesterday, but it was kind of vague. What do you think of us, huh? What's the deal?
I mean, I was watching the podcast. I'm like, I don't really know about these guys, but as I got in here, I started meeting the team. Everyone's been fantastic. Everyone's been super sweet. Like, as we were setting up the podcast, some guy asked to hold the door open. Everyone in the room immediately left to go help this guy. That's what we're trying to set. But it was just like, you
that
could just tell
got
the
me
character.
really pissed. That got me so pissed. We're putting everything up. We got the cameras. We're running out of
Some
time.
random guy.
This random guy is asking us to hold the door outside. All my crew runs out of the podcast, and that tells you how much I am enjoyable as a person. As soon as they have a chance to get out,
As soon
they
as
leave.
possible.
You overseer.
But yeah, today we have a very cool guest. Our guest today swings harder than Mike Tyson, but not in a boxing ring. She's an incredible golfer who earned a coveted spot on the Women's Golf Coaches Association's All-American Scholar Team. Majoring in sports management, she has a great future ahead of her. Future president of the United States, perhaps. I will get into that later. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Kate Song.
Hey guys, thank you for having me. Yeah, it's awesome to be here.
You were telling me this is your first podcast?
Yeah, never been in anything like this
Really?
before.
Yeah. You've done a lot of interviews because you've been successful so far in your college career. This is your last year. You've done interviews.
Yeah.
Right.
Here and there.
Here and
but
there, you're
not
all-
as intense as this, though.
This is intense. I feel like this is intense. Oh my God, you have no idea.
Like
This
a
is
fun,
the
intense environment.
true. I will tell you something, and I've noticed this about all of our guests. As soon as they come in, everybody shrinks. Everybody's shoulders goes up. I'm like, we're just having a chat here. Yes, there's the cameras and all that. We're having a chat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's light. It's
I'm sure
casual.
I'll ease into it.
Ease
a little
in.
bit.
You and me both.
Yeah, we're in this together.
We are. All these cameras are talking like, oh, it's just a chat. I'm like, what these things are looking at me right now. All right,
Don't
man.
really have this in a normal conversation, but
No, normal interview things. It's fine.
You look fantastic.
Forget they're there.
You look fantastic.
Oh, thank you. Thank
Aw.
you.
Yeah.
Little
Actually,
bromance right
it was one of the prerequisites when I was looking for a new host that they wore that nasal thing, which is really trendy right now.
whatever makes you sound better on the microphone.
I can
breath
hear
of
you
fresh
breathing,
air.
man. I'm not sure I like that. I can hear you
All
breathing.
right. We just take it right off. Is that better for you?
Wait, is
No,
that
you're
the
fine.
thing
Put it
on
back on.
TikTok?
Put it back on. Put it back on.
Yeah. Did you get that from the TikTok shop?
No, it was actually my friend. He got me for my birthday. And it
Then
was
he
just,
got it on TikTok shop.
probably.
Yeah.
But you had a not plastic surgery.
I mean, minor plastic surgery.
You
I
had
had to
a
get the
minor
little nose
plastic-
job going in here. Now they're like microwaving my nose.
that's
off.
how it goes. You're gonna do the nose, and then it's gonna be the tits right away.
Hey, beauty is pain.
It is pain. It is pain.
But speaking about serious things, because we're not here to talk about Mitchell's pretty nose.
Thank you.
We're here to talk about Kate. And Kate, you didn't start at UGA, right?
No, I did not.
Where did you start?
I started at Mercer University. It's like a private Christian religious institution down
Okay.
in Macon, Georgia. Yeah, I spent 2 years there, and then I transferred in here, and I'm loving it more here.
Really?
Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
did you not start at UGA? I mean, I bet you had some offers since you were a great golf player, even when you were in high school.
Yeah. So, well, like the kick is that I started golf really late. Like a lot of people, especially junior golf, like just golfers in general, they start when they're like 3 years
Yeah.
old,
Ooh.
4 years old.
Yeah.
I started when I was 12. So then that already like put me at a setback. What was it? And then I went, so basically that's like my summer of 8th grade, like summer after 8th grade, about to go into, high school basically. So my goal was to literally just be on the high school golf team, and then decided to work harder a little bit more, and then invested more, realized there could be a future out of it, and then but the thing is, it's also the COVID really had like a huge impact on where I went, because they had this thing when it first happened. They had a 6-month blackout period for golfers. I don't know if it was for like all sports, but it was specifically for golfers, where during that time, if you weren't talking with a coach to sign, then all conversation with them, all communication has to be cut. Like no one can be talking. I think it's the way they did it to even out like the recruiting field. But the thing is, I had to graduate within those 6 months, and like, where would I go? So I had Mercer as an offer since freshman year. It was like a full ride offer. I was like, okay, maybe like, I had it on the side. I was junior year, I started playing really well. So I was getting noticed by actually UGA, the coach at UGA, also some other schools. And that blackout period just wiped it all out. So I had to just fall back on that one. But I was like, I just took it as an opportunity. Like, not everyone has a full ride offer just waiting for them in the back of their closet. Like, so I took that opportunity, and then now just use that as a motivation to play well. And then my plan was to see if I could transfer out and see what else is there for me. So, yeah.
It's really cool. And when you started off at Mercer, was it kind of like you knew when you walked in the door, you're like, okay, we're getting here, we're going to get as much out of this opportunity as I can, and then we're going to go to UGA?
That's a fair question.
Yeah, that honestly, at that point, it was just like, I don't know. It wasn't like, wow, like I made it. It was more of like, well, I did have this, but then now like I have to go here. But I mean, you never know. Like I was like, I could like not play well, not prove myself, and then still have to stay there. So it's like, I just took it like I just went with the flow. I just told myself, just work hard, play hard. Like that's all I needed to do. I just needed to get school, golf, social life. Like I just need to get all those 3 things checked off. Like I know it's hard to balance, but I was like, just get those things, stick to what I'm here for, and then we'll see later on. I mean, can't really just expect the outcome when you haven't really put in the work in the beginning. So yeah.
How is it, in the moment you get accepted to UGA, you obviously switch from a small reality, and I'm talking for experience, because I went from Brunel University, and then after 2 years, I came to UGA, and I can guarantee you I thought it was going to be a nightmare there. I'm telling you, small schools, you know everybody, you know the professors, you build great relationships with everybody if you want to. And then you take as much as you can, and then, you're not the big fish in the small bowl. It's the opposite at that point. You get into UGA and you're nobody.
Everything's a 15-minute walk.
That is the biggest thing I miss.
No buses,
no bus.
nothing. Just a little walk across the plaza, and then you're somewhere where you need to be.
Well, the problem with me in Gainesville, though, was, yes, I can be everywhere in 15 minutes, but then there was nothing outside.
Yeah, that too. There's nothing outside. Same here at Mercer. Well, maybe I'm supposed to say too much about it, but
Yeah. But I bet you met some great people at Mercer. Now, my question is, as a student, and as an athlete, a lot of people wonder, and this whole podcast starts on the idea that for some reason there's this feeling that athletes are sort of celebrities at UGA.
Oh God, yeah.
Right?
That,
do you feel that?
I walked
What's
in.
the deal with that?
Yeah, I mean, what was it? I don't even know. Like, I think it's especially with like the whole NIL thing, like, you just know that these people are making so much money. So it's like already like from the bat, it's like, dang, like they're a little bit different than just an athlete or just a student. Like, yeah. And then coming in, what was it? Like when I first was at Mercer, I had like maybe like 6,000 followers. Like I had that much. So like it was because I originally started my Instagram as a way to show like my golf progress to like my grandparents out in Korea because like they never seen me, so
That's
like
sweet.
use that as a way to show my progress. But then like one video went like viral, so like it helped me reach like 6K followers.
What
And
was the
then,
video?
It was like a video of me like putting and making like a long putt, and then like me just like laughing at the camera, and that got like I think 30K views, something like that. And then I was like, okay. And just kind of like left onto that. And then once I was in the transfer portal, I just stuck to like just playing more golf, like just posting more videos, like just showing my grandpa and all that stuff. And I had this one video that, or like something just started getting a bunch of views. And like I think the most one I had was like, I'm not sure. Can I look it up?
Go look it up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not
Go
that
look it up.
high.
Let's
I'm,
flex
like,
some numbers
no.
here.
It's not that high. I'm
We're
trying
over
to
here.
show like a point.
Oh, actually, I don't remember. It's 2.3 billion.
Oh, wow. I have no
2.3,
service in
44,000, you know, maybe like what?
Almost reaching the numbers of this podcast. Not quite though. Not quite.
I told
working.
Atlanta, don't feel the fear of being here on the Underdogs podcast. She's been at the Olympics, but our audience is so much
Yeah,
bigger.
I mean
So
that's
much
like
bigger.
that's crazy. Well, my thing's not really loading. Well, yeah. So I guess the highest views that I got was 645K views, and after that, like my following like was like it was up until the 20,000s.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, like, you know, like I'm coming to UGA, like I have all these followers, and then like I see all these athletes. I'm like, oh, he goes to UGA. Let's look at it. It's like 300K, like
Yeah.
100K followers. I'm like, oh
Not
my
all of them,
gosh,
but
like,
there's definitely
yeah,
some
like
people
it's
who
like
have big,
a
audiences.
decent amount, like other than any other like schools. I mean, I'm sure like same school, same amount, but like still like coming from Mercer to here, I was like, wow. It's like
Yeah.
if you're a student athlete and you want to be known, like you got to have that K by your following list.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
Gotta have that.
Or
blue
come on
check
the
or
Underdogs
whatever.
podcast.
Yeah, that too. I think every athlete needs to at least do this.
Right?
Yeah.
You encourage, do you want to look at the camera and encourage
Yeah,
everybody?
you guys got to get on here. Come on now.
Take a shirt after that right there. We need you on the podcast.
Yeah, come on.
We got Kate to get us on the Underdogs.
Yeah,
That's-
everyone's got to experience it. It's
Now
fun.
the question. Do you think you have any privilege being here at UGA as an athlete?
Oh God, yeah. I mean, so many privileges. Again, coming from Mercer, like I'm not trying to compare, but
Yeah.
the resources, the help, the environment, like the staff, like so much different. Mercer, it was like, yeah, you have your coaches, you have your academic advisors and all that stuff, your athletic advisors, but then any little other thing, minor thing, you're on your own. Like tutoring, not really much tutoring. You're on your own there. You need what was it? I mean, yeah, with classes, it's like you got like this grad student helping you out, and then they're like, you'll figure it out. And then you're like, oh, okay.
I mean, but I get that there's smaller universities, smaller budgets.
yeah, like
They don't have
a
the
lot smaller
resources.
budgets, because like Mercer, their school, they're not a football school. Like
Right,
their
no.
best sports was like women's basketball and lacrosse. That doesn't really bring in much revenue. And so it's like with this huge football program, yeah, I think we're pretty privileged. So like we're just eating off of their revenue. And what was it? Especially with women's golf, like yeah, golf, women's golf, men's golf, we're a revenue spending sport. Like I'm pretty sure all universities hate us because we literally no one comes to watch golf. Like, and I get it though, because it's like 4 hours on your feet, you have to walk, like rain or shine, like you got to be there. So yeah.
I saw a video of you playing golf under. It was pouring. It was pouring under the rain. Who was it? Your coach holding the umbrella for you?
Yeah, I think that was the Lady Bulldog, in which actually is coming up next year, in January 17th, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, hopefully no more rain like last year, or
that's-
this year.
That's gotta be a pain to play in the rain. I mean, I struggle in the sun, like normal temperatures. Like you had the whole nother element. I'm like, oh
Yeah. I mean, it's like a lot more layers. You gotta try and keep everything dry as possible, like your glove, your grips, and then your bag,
Yeah.
and then like everything inside your bag. And like God forbid, like you swing and you lose your grip because it's too wet. Your ball's gonna go somewhere you don't want it to go.
How do
you
you
ever-
compensate for that? Like, is you just like bring 4 towels you just keep in the golf cart at all times?
Yeah, there's like a strategy to it. Like you gotta like go through it once and like fail and then learn like what not to do, what to do. So it's like, yeah, a lot of the players, they have like their little umbrella on their push cart and they hang like their gloves inside the umbrella or like their towels.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, for sure it's not going to get wet. And then you got to bring like 3 extra towels, one for your hands, one for your clubs, and then one for like to cover the golf bag or like to bring like it's like a whole
It's a pretty detailed.
thing. Yeah.
It sounds like
Going back to the privilege, sorry, because I'm trying to dig into this. I want to figure out what's going on.
what the people want to hear.
Yeah.
You ever go downtown?
Yeah.
Yeah, every once in a while. Everybody
I mean,
does.
yeah.
It's like everybody all the athletes
I'm
we've
21,
interviewed so
so
far.
yeah,
you're
I
fine.
go downtown.
All the athletes we've interviewed so far, there's always a bit of guilt admitting they go downtown. Everybody goes downtown.
yeah.
All the athletes of UGA have gone downtown. They have fun. And if you ask them what's their favorite bar, they're going to say Paulie's because it's the safest answer.
Yeah.
All right, moving on from that.
I was gonna say
Atlanta, that was for
Paulie's.
you. But what I was asking is, have you ever skipped the line in a bar saying you were a golf player at UGA?
I think like only once, but it was like at a useless like bar. Like it was just at
Useless.
a useless bar.
What do you mean by useless?
I mean, it was just like where all the freshmen hang out, and it was like.
I think I know which one it is.
I think we all got an
I think
idea
we
of
all-
which one
and then
is.
it was like, what was it? It was like on a game day, so like
Game days are
it
terrible.
was like packed, and so I was like, me and my teammates were like, all right, like we'll just like, and then we just showed our roster, and then we were able to get in, which was nice.
I know a guy who said he was an Olympian and the connection wasn't working, and they're like, whatever, come on in. And they
That's
just
good,
let
that's
him in.
good. Yeah, I mean, but no, it's like here, especially women's golfers, they're not gonna let you in. I don't think. Like I've never tried because it's like, sorry. I mean, no one really knows about women's golf. But like compared to like football, like duh, they're gonna let you guys them in. But like no, not women's golf, not really. I've never really used it.
I mean, tell us a little bit about women's golf. It's a
Yeah.
broad question, but
Yeah.
It sounds like you're a little bit just like putting it down almost in the sense
Yeah.
of like, it's just how it is. Like, is that like a struggle that you face consistently?
Yeah. Actually, like my goal with like my social media was to kind of like make like one already like a lot of people look down on golf. Like they don't think it's a sport. They're like some people are like it's not a sport. Like
Okay.
yeah, if you go there's like
that's
a
offensive.
whole like
I would
debate.
get offended if they told me that.
Yeah,
I would,
there's like a whole
especially if you're
debate like
putting all your life
spirals
into
into
this.
like
I know
just back
people.
and forth conversations. Yeah, like I've had my fair share of those people. I'm just like, all right, just believe what you want to believe. Like I'm just too fed up with this.
Try to play a little
But-
golf yourself.
Yeah.
And figure it out.
Yeah, but they're like, no, it doesn't require that much strength. Blah blah blah. I'm like, actually, it does, but
Yeah.
all right, maybe that's just
Actually,
you.
there's a lot that
yeah.
goes into it.
But
I tried to play golf with a few beers on my side one time, and another time I was sober, and there was no difference.
That's so funny.
There was no difference in the ending result.
Hey, maybe with the booze, it let you loose a little bit.
Maybe yeah. It's like when
Yeah.
you're out and you talk a little bit more with the booze, you think you can swing better with a little bit of
Yeah.
booze.
It's
Yeah.
all about placebo. When I play with my dad, sometimes he calls the booze on the course the swing oil.
Yes,
Because it
that's
loosens
what a
you
lot
up
of
a
people
little
say.
bit.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of
fine.
the golfers joke about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like, already golf's like kind of looked down, and then you're a woman, so it's like, okay, like, all right, like enough. Like, I know a lot of men's golf has like a bunch of like highlight money going to it, especially with the PGA Tour and like all these like, especially with Tiger Woods, Phil Mickelson, Bubba Watson, like these big people.
Yeah.
But it's like you go to the LPGA, like who do you really know? Like no one really knows about it in social media or outside of life. But everyone always knows Tiger Woods. So
Yeah.
it's like we really need like a good idol person or like that star athlete in the golf world, but we don't really have that right now. I think in the Uprising we do have Nelly Korda, but you guys haven't really heard about her.
I haven't heard about it.
Yeah, but she's a
unfortunately.
really good. I think she's #1 Rolex ranking in like the pro LPGA status and all that stuff. But yeah, not really much influence there. So which leads to like not much money, not much broadcasting, not much highlight. So it's like it's a work in progress. And I know with
Yeah.
Title IX, it's been helped a lot, but still a lot of work to do. And like I try to like with social media, I'm trying to also make it seem like golf is cool, like trying to implement like my lifestyle with it. Like that was my goal with social media. And it's just kind of yeah, it's kind of difficult because one, like I said, like no one really comes to watch golf in college, especially only for like parents and like the families of that.
Well, I don't
which,
think
makes
family
sense.
and parents will come to watch golf if there's tournament called the Cougar Classic.
Yeah, that one you gotta.
No, jokes
you gotta,
apart. Tell us about the Cougar Classic because you did pretty good there.
Cougar Classic. What was that one?
I read you did good in there. You have
Cougar
a
Classic.
well. This one, it's either on you or the UGA website is lying to us.
Was that last
It's like
year?
you can't trust the media anymore.
I think it was
CNN,
last
Fox News, and the UGA website.
Was
These are the
that,
three sources you can't
last
trust.
semester or like last year?
Yeah,
last season?
Last season.
Oh, was that the one that University of South Carolina
Yeah,
hosted?
that's what I read.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was my first ever like SEC like big like tournament through Georgia.
That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, and I
imagine.
was I went in as an individual there, and I played a lot better than expected. Like I was like, ooh, I'm playing with the big girls
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
So,
That's cool.
but yeah.
That's awesome.
But you played up though. You know, you played with all these big girls, and you're out there killing it. How'd that make
Yeah.
you feel after?
You know, it still didn't hit me until like the middle of the year, because coming from like such a small school again and then coming here, I just felt like, I don't know, I was like, do I deserve to be here? Like I felt like, is there someone else better that could take my spot?
Like imposter syndrome a little
yeah,
bit. Yeah.
I actually I actually got diagnosed with that basically.
Really?
Like not diagnosed.
Diagnosed
Sure.
with
Self-diagnosed.
imposter syndrome. That's the
I
first
was
time I
talking
heard
with
about
like
it.
our sports psychologist, and like we had our little one-on-one interviews like with each teammate that he did, and like I told him about it. He was like, "Yeah, so you have imposter syndrome." I was like, "Oh."
What does that mean?
Awesome.
Explain it for me.
It's when, well, I don't know if I'll explain it that great, but it's when you're in a place of accomplishment, but you feel like you don't deserve to be there.
That's what exactly like the guy told me.
Like
Yeah.
you've succeeded, you've performed well, but you still feel like, I don't know, you didn't deserve it, you got lucky.
Yeah.
I don't actually have that skill behind my belt. You feel like an imposter. You feel like you don't belong with the rest of the crew.
And that's like what I had. So like, yeah, like I was like, woo, like I played in my big tournament, but I was like, could I have still done better? Like, would another girl who had come in like have done better than me and like help the team out more? But like the thing is, at that point, I was an individual. Like my score wasn't even going to the school score. But like, you know, I did manage to play like better than like one or two teammates, or like tie with like a second teammate like with that score. So it was like it actually would have been counting to the school score. And so I guess like I talked about it with my dad, and he was like, you know, just use that as motivation like for the next ones. And I think after that I was able to play for like basically all the tournaments in my first semester. So it was really good. And then, but I mean, yeah, every time I came back I was still like, do I like deserve to be here still?
Yeah.
Like, have I proven myself? Like, am I worthy of this spot still? But yeah, it was
Are you
something
still working with it?
yeah, like I was working with it, but I think like until like now, like after everything, like I've been through a whole year. Like I
Now
kinda
you're the
know what's
real
going
deal.
on. Yeah.
Now you're the real deal.
Yeah, we'll see about the real deal,
Yeah.
but like
She's
we're in
kicking
a better
asses.
headspace now. Yeah.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. You said one of your original goals with social media was to reach your grandparents in Korea, and you also talked about your parents a second ago, and you also said that you didn't start out at a very early age, so your parents kind of didn't put you into golf at like age 3 or 4. How supportive has your family been, and how have your grandparents reacted to the growth of your social media account?
What was it? My parents.
I don't know if the grandparents care about her social media account. Maybe the growth of her as a golf player.
Yeah.
Being able to growth
Probably don't even know what social media is.
You lost a couple followers.
Yeah,
like
oh, yeah.
grandchild. I'm kind of like.
Down 2K. What's going on?
Yeah.
Come on, we need
you
more
are hitting
videos.
the trendy. Come on, I saw this on TikTok. You should be doing this.
That's funny. That's funny.
You're not using the right kind of music. No, but I mean that's the way. To
I mean,
see
my
you.
mom doesn't get any social media yet. I have to explain her 30 minutes how to repost the Underdawgs.
Aw, that's so sweet. At least she's trying.
Yeah, no,
though.
I mean, I was mean to her the third time, but
Mom, you have
on,
to.
Mom.
Mom,
You didn't get it?
damn
like,
it,
you know what? Don't repost it. Don't repost it.
Mom, you got to put the fire emoji over here.
That's so funny.
Sorry, continue.
No, I was just asking. Like, they get to see your progress and growth through your social media account. I mean, How supportive has your family been and all?
What was it? They're the ones, they were supportive, and they also like kept me down to earth, which is like, you know, you need a little bit of both. And I'm always the type to like be very down on myself, very criticizing on myself. And they're always the ones to be like, no, like you can't think that way. Like you got to be grateful for why you're here, like how you're here. Like the more, like one thing that stuck to me that he said was like, you doubting yourself is disrespecting the trust and like work that we put into you.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, it's just like it's really
That's
it's
pretty
just
cool.
like a slap in the face for us for trusting you. So
Yeah.
like you have to help us and also trust yourself as well. And I was like, dang, okay.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was a really good way to put it. And then also like, you know, like I woke up one day at like a K next to my following. I was like, all right, like, you know, we're getting there. And they're like, hey, like
Okay. Yeah.
and they're like, all right, like not too much now. Like
Yeah.
just like don't be on a high horse, like take it easy. You know, like that also helped. And, you know, there was like also, negative side with that too. Like, because this whole thing happened when I was in the transfer portal and like, what was it from like going from Mercer into like UGA, of course, like especially in like my hometown area or like the girls that I golf with, they're like, how is she going to UGA? Because like I know when I was at Mercer, like I wasn't like I played well. Like I played very well, I think I did. But like it wasn't like the top, but I was still able to like clinch like the titles where it's like the SoCon like all conference team, like SoCon all freshman team, like, you know? So like I was still in like that bubble like of like the top part of like the players in that conference, but like still a lot of people were like, oh, how did she get to UGA? Like it was like a lot of like, oh, like she's going to Georgia, blah, blah, blah.
And that could definitely play into the imposter syndrome even more.
Yeah, and that did.
kinda bullshit.
It like took a toll like on my mental health because and then they were like, some people were also saying like, oh, because like the comments that like I get on my videos, it's a lot from like old white men.
We noticed that.
Like,
We
fetishized,
didn't know
like,
if we wanted to bring it up or not.
Yeah, no, like I know it too, but it's like, and I don't say anything about it, like, you know.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. And it's like they're like they would read those comments like, oh yeah, like she's only posting it to show off her legs, but like no, I'm showing off
Not
my
at all.
swing, but like I don't know if you can. So I was like, just kind of like went into my head, and then summer tournaments I'm playing, and it's like everyone's like asking like, oh, where are you going? And like it's like whenever I say like, oh yeah, I'm going to Georgia, I'm like, shoot, like now I have to play well in front of this girl, like to show that like I'm going there, like why I'm going there.
Yeah.
And like it was to the point like I was so nervous. Like I had so much anxiety. Like I never knew what anxiety was. Like I get like butterflies on the first tee, like nervous, but
Those are
like
good.
this was like anxiety. Like it was like I mean, I'm walking, my hands are shaking, like I'm putting, and like my hands are like, I don't know, like it was so jittery, like to the point I couldn't even like drink coffee to start the day.
Yeah.
And like when I'm driving a golf cart, like there was like this one time I was driving a golf cart and like my legs were shaking so much I couldn't even step on the gas. Like yeah, it was like to the point it was like that. And so my parents were thankfully there to like help me out, get through it. Like, you know, it was a struggle at the beginning, but then they were like, you know, just one round isn't going to determine why you're going to UGA. Like it's what you did like starting from 12, like your blood, sweat, and tears. Like no, like only you know like why you're worthy of going to UGA. So it's like you don't have to prove it to others. Like so
It sounds like your parents have been your rock throughout the entire process.
yeah. They really, I love them a lot. Thankful for them. So yeah, they helped me get through it.
Yeah, golf being the individualistic sport it is, aside from the caddies, like what are some things that you've discovered that help you keep you grounded, that keep the anxiety away while you're in the thick of it out there, especially if you're not playing around that's
going well or something like that. Yeah. One thing that I learned also through my dad again, he was like, it's just golf. Like I always thought because of how much I needed to catch up being like so late to the game, I thought that was like my life. Like that was all I had. And he was like, no, like you're still you.
Yeah.
And like you have other things. You have a family, you have friends, you have all this stuff outside of golf. Like once you step off the golf course, like you've got to forget about it. And I didn't believe him. I was like, you're still gonna talk about golf like every time. Like once I play a bad round, like you're gonna like berate me on it. Like, you're gonna like, talk about me, like, you know, talk about it to me. But I didn't realize what he meant until I got to college, because it was like, there's so many things going on. You cannot think about golf every day, like every second of the day. And that came in with like time management. Like it was like, you know, working on studies, like working on social life and all this stuff. If I just focus on golf like throughout that whole time, like I'm not going to get anywhere in life. Yeah. So I realized like, you know, just as soon as I step off the golf course, forget about it. As soon as I step in the classroom, it's just studies.
Disconnect from the golf.
Like just got to learn how to disconnect. And then that helped a lot. And then also during a bad round, something that like me and my coach, I think it was like a lot of my coaches said, like even my coach at Mercer told me, and my sports psychiatrist told me, and also my current coach now told me this. And like at the beginning also, I guess I just was naive. Like I was like, that doesn't make sense. But then they would be like, just think about where your feet are right now. Like don't think about like what happened behind you, just right now and what you can do like in the future. So it's like, at first I like when my Mercer coach told me, I was like, okay, but like, how do I do that?
Yeah.
But,
it's easier said than done.
Yeah, it's so easy because it's like, I'm thinking about right now, but like, I'm still thinking about that triple I made like 2 holes ago. Like,
but that's exactly what I was telling Mitchell yesterday when we were preparing for the podcast. And I told you, be in the moment, don't get in your head. Don't think of, oh, I didn't say that right. And then you stay on that thought. Yeah. And then you ruin the episode for yourself.
Yeah. And I was wondering if you're still doing that now. Like you said that. I'm like, all right, let me make sure my feet are on the ground. They're planted real quick. I know I'm here.
Yeah. That was like, it really helped. And it kind of showed through at like one tournament. We played, when I was at Mercer, we played in Louisiana.
How are the courses in Louisiana?
It's actually pretty good. Okay. Yeah, but I had a very interesting memory there. I'll get to it. We'll bookmark that.
Yeah. We'll circle back.
Yeah. Actually, I might just start off with that.
Start off with that.
Yeah. So like when we played there, we witnessed a crime. So like there was a stab. Yeah. So we were playing on like crime? It was like a stabbing crime.
What?
Yeah. So yeah.
Wow.
Because we were playing Tulane's event, and we were playing our practice round. The first hole, it was like, we're going this way, and there's like a road parallel to it and a park on the other side.
Okay.
And so we were on the fairway hitting our shot, and there are these 2 like sorority girls running, and then this car comes by, and then these girls like start screaming, and they crawled under the fence, and they came to us, and they're like, please help me, like we almost got stabbed. So apparently it was like these like people in a car, where it's like they went up to the girls with a knife, and they were like, get in the car, like trying to threaten them.
Christ.
Yeah, I think they were trying to like kidnap them or something.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and so you know, we like took the girls in our golf carts. Thankfully we had golf carts, and we were driving back, but that car drove off, and then it turned around and it was like driving alongside us.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was kind of scary.
What?
And yeah.
Did you like pull out the golf gloves to
I was
defend
about to
yourself?
say.
No, I was like,
sounds like a Fast and Furious movie.
Yeah. So like the 2 girls got on like my other teammate's cart, so they were heading back, and I was with my like international teammate, and I don't think she knew what happened because she was driving, and she just drives to the next hole. Like they were going back to the clubhouse, and I was like, what are you doing? Like we have to go back. She goes, no, we got golf. Like we gotta do a practice round. She starts teeing up her ball, and I was like, oh. But then like the cops got called, so it's like we had to evacuate the course, and I don't know what happened. I think they caught the people or not, but yeah, it was kind of like creepy, just like driving on the golf court, and you see like that car just like slow down and like watch you. Yeah.
And you get these girls crawling under the fence before that.
Yeah.
A golf course is really the last place where you would imagine somebody to commit a crime.
I was like, I was pretty shook up. So now like I'm playing in the tournament.
Like that's a bad decision on this. These guys are not real smart.
Yeah.
They were real bad people, but not real smart.
No, and then they're also like their car was like had no license plate on it, so like that's really obvious. And then so now like that happened, and I'm like, okay, like, and I was a freshman too. So now we're playing in our tournament, and like I guess that incident like just opened the door for like all hell to break loose because good Lord, like I was playing so bad. Like could not get a driver on the fairway, like also managed to hit one in the middle of the fairway and it got lost, like the ball got lost. So I had to go back, re-tee and all that stuff. So over 6 holes, I was 9 over. So yeah, and oh my goodness, I was like, this is it. Like, you know, like this is embarrassing. Like, what are people going to think of me? All this stuff. But, you know, I told myself, like, I don't know. Something clicked. Like, it was like, I can still do this. Like, I told myself, like, I like talked to myself. I was like, you can get through this. Like, you're better than this. And I told myself, and I was like, also, like, now, like, you went through 6 holes. You have the rest of the 18 holes. Like, it's in your hands. Like, it's up to you. And so I think I managed to finish with with like 5 birdies. So I was able to finish 4 over for that round. And yeah, like after that I was like, all right, like, hey, nothing can stop me right now.
Yeah.
Like but I think that moment I learned like it's like the whole like think about where your 2 feet are, like, and also it's like about persevering, and then it's about like just trusting yourself, and actually like forgetting about the past. Like I literally just played like the next hole like that was the first tee. Like I was like, okay, like future's in my hands, like not the past.
You talk a lot about being in the moment, right? Making sure your feet are on the ground.
Not floating away.
Yeah, not floating away. My question is, you don't think about the future, though? You're not thinking... I know it's a terrible question to ask. I know I'm going to sound like a dick. And what are you thinking about after college? Are you going to continue playing? Or are you going to continue rocking and rolling?
Yeah, actually, like, I just came to, like, that answer because I did always ask myself, like,
I mean, the only reason why I say I'm a dick answering that is because I know it creates some
it creates pressure
on people.
Yeah. But it's like... honestly, should be grateful for that pressure. Like, not everyone wakes up every day.
I agree.
Having that
pressure is beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, also having pressure means you care.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
And
You're
then,
alive.
What was it? I just came to the conclusion, like, recently that, like, I will try to pursue pro golf.
Let's go.
I was talking about it with my dad, but he was like, you know, you spent all this blood, sweat, and tears and all this time to just not continue it and try and get compensated with money at least for it. Like he was like, honestly, you never know. Like if there's money involved, it can make it like more fun. Like, and he was like, but if it's not, then we don't have to pursue it. But it's like, I just feel like also I can't say no till I try it out.
Yeah. Can I say something? It's not only about the money.
Yeah, no.
No, I'm saying like you could become president of the United States.
You got to explain what that means.
Yeah,
man.
let me
You said that
explain it.
twice.
Did Donald Trump set that up?
No, the only reason why I think this was the first ever political debate in which 2 presidential candidates discussed who is a better golfer.
Who has a better handicap?
That's where America
Joe
is
Biden
right
said he had
now.
a 4 handicap.
Is that realistic? Does Joe Biden have a 4 handicap?
There's no way.
But does Trump have what handicap
Trump's
does Trump have?
actually pretty good at golf.
But I've heard he's a cheater though. He moves the ball a little.
Yeah.
A little.
I don't know about. I've never played
you
golf
heard
with
that?
Trump. But
Yeah, both sides have their little like, okay, like I don't really know if that's your handicap, but no, I've seen his videos with Bryson DeChambeau.
yeah,
I was watching one today.
I mean, he's pretty
It was
tour.
insane.
I mean, yeah, you put him on the front tees, yeah, he's pretty tour.
he's consistent. He's consistent.
Yeah,
You'd beat Donald Trump in a golf game.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how I would feel over beating the president of the United States.
So you would let him beat you just for?
I mean, we'll see what happens.
She's trying to get the higher position.
Yeah.
She's gonna let him win.
Yeah,
You know,
all I'm
it's
trying
just-
to do is just play golf with Kai Trump because she seems pretty cool. Yeah,
Who's that?
the granddaughter.
Oh, the granddaughter.
Yeah, she
The
became
granddaughter.
like a huge hit after the presidential debate. After she went up to talk about the shooting in Pennsylvania. She had this little speech. I don't know if it was at like a convention or something.
Yeah.
I think. But after that, and then she also collaborated with Good. Do you know that? It's like a group of guys playing golf.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're
Grant
like,
knows.
Grant knows. Grant knows
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. And then she like did something with them, and then like she's been like really popular in the golf world ever since.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I think she's committed to University of Miami to
Play
play
golf?
golf.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Really cool.
Yeah.
So you're saying you'd beat Biden and Trump if you're playing Scramble?
Yeah,
Biden
scramble.
And Trump versus.
Well, let's
you.
get the respect out of the way.
Okay.
This is a real game. It's it's really important for you to win $1 million if you win.
Dang.
Are you beating Donald Trump and Joe Biden in a golf game scramble?
Yeah, they're on the same team.
Is that the word
Dang,
scramble?
Scramble.
Okay.
Best
You guys
ball.
are setting
Best
me up
ball.
for failure. Yeah, best ball. That makes it even harder. Dang.
Yeah.
All right, okay.
man.
Scramble first, and then we'll go 1-1.
Do I not get a partner? Just me?
You don't want
Who
none
would
of
you
us.
want as
You
your
don't want
Actually,
any of
why
us.
don't you choose anybody
Yeah,
to be
choose-
a partner?
Okay, if I choose anybody, I'm winning for sure.
Who'd you pick?
Okay, what are you picking?
I'll choose Scotty Scheffler.
Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah, he's
all right.
winning everything. So if
Yeah.
I have him by my side, we're winning it.
Yeah.
Okay, who are you picking in your team?
In my team, that's a
Somebody
good
in your
question.
team.
In
You
my
and
team?
somebody in your team who could beat Donald Trump and Joe Biden.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Our team has been doing like partner I guess like games.
Okay.
And me and Chantal, my teammate Chantal, has been playing. Like we've been playing as partners, and we would win quite a bunch. So
Right
I
on.
would pick Chantal.
Yeah. I think Trump would start shaking if
Well, if Chantal pulled up.
if he saw Chantal and Kate Song.
Yeah, because shout out to her. She won individual title in the Bahamas.
Oh,
Down in the
wow.
Bahamas, we had I forgot what it was. White Sands Invitational, hosted by Texas A&M. Yeah, it was like our last tournament of the season. This past season, and yeah, she came off with a win, so it was pretty good. And
Okay.
then
That's beautiful.
yeah, and I think I came off with like a top 10. I think.
There we go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
top 15, top 10.
Go
yeah.
Dogs.
Love that.
Yeah.
Go Dogs.
Yeah, go
We're
Dogs.
winning everything, man. We're so good. We're so awesome.
Don't
Yeah.
say that. Knock on some wood. Knock on some
Yeah,
wood.
especially now. Actually, when this episode comes out, UGA will either have won or lost the SEC.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I'm so scared for that one.
You are. Did
I
you
was
see
hoping,
Did you see the Georgia Tech game?
Yes, I was there.
All 8 overtime?
Yes, I was there the
Yes.
whole time.
Oh,
Like,
my.
what was it? A lot of my friends that were there, like, just decided to leave, but I came with my parents.
Most
and
people
my,
left. That's
Yeah,
a tragedy.
you see everyone leave, and they were
Yes.
standing underneath the jumbotron. Like, they
Yes.
were just all huddled up there.
Oh, my.
And I know security was not having a fun time because you can't just stand there. But
No.
I guess for this overtime, we'll let it slide.
It'll be all right. Once
Yeah.
it hits like the third overtime, like, all right, bro, just
Yeah,
stay. Come on, I'm trying to watch this game
Yeah,
too.
like I'll watch with you. Just give me some space. Yeah, yeah. But my parents were there too, so
Oh, good.
I was freezing my butt off.
It was so
but
cold.
Yeah,
So
like
cold.
couldn't feel my toes. My dad was like, "No, we're staying." He was like, "I think we're gonna win this." I was
Yes.
I like your dad.
Okay.
He's a
I
tough
like your
guy.
like, "Yeah, no, yeah." He
Wise,
never.
tough. I like his dad. Her dad.
too.
Yeah, and so that was a pretty good game. I think that was like basically. I felt like I was witnessing history.
It was
All right,
peak.
do a
Peak.
prediction. Do a prediction. This podcast will come out after the SEC is done. Is UGA going to win the SEC?
I mean, I've got to go with history. Like, we already beat them once, so why not beat them again?
Let's beat them twice.
do it.
Yeah.
I love it. I
Second
love
time's
it.
a charm. Like, come on.
Beautiful. I
Yeah.
love to hear that. I
Yeah.
love to hear that.
But like, I was really hoping Texas A&M would somehow like pull off with a win, and they would
yeah.
come to the. They had a really good chance. What they're like
really
off the
did.
1 yard of the end zone, and they couldn't get it.
yeah.
But then Texas.
I've been loving seeing the Alabama fans so upset.
Yes,
the happiest
that's
thing.
been like.
That's peak. That's what
Did you
football's
see
about.
the interview
It is.
of the quarterback of Vanderbilt after the Alabama game? And he was like, God put me on this planet to beat Alabama. Give me a fucking hug over here.
Oh, his confidence was amazing after that too. He went into like every game with that
I mean,
mentality
but
too.
honestly, if you were that guy that
Oh,
night,
I'm on top of the world. I
Yeah.
am on top. Nothing
Yeah, and
is
like they
pulling
were
me
like,
down.
man, these are
humility's
football
out of the
school.
window.
Yes.
Yeah, it was like after Vandy won over Alabama. We actually had a tournament down in Illinois in Windy City. It was like the Windy City Classic down in like Medina Country Club, and we were playing. And Alabama was in that tournament too. And I have this one friend on that team. Her name's like Molly, and so I walked by. I was like, "Hey, go Vandy." Sorry. It felt so good saying that because I was so salty after our loss to them.
And did you ever see those memes where it's like it's the three guys, two of them in a fight, one's within the
and
recording?
then the recording, yeah. Yes. That was immediately what I was thinking.
Can I say something? This was a great conversation because it felt like 10 minutes. We've been talking for 50 minutes.
Oh, wow.
We need to
That
wrap
flew
up.
by,
We need to
yeah,
wrap up.
Yeah.
Ollie, introduce the game.
We have a game.
By the way, this is Ollie's final podcast before he goes to Valencia, so please.
That's true. I'll make it extra
Bring
special.
honor. Bring honor.
The game you might have seen in the clips is 10 quick questions.
Okay.
And so we're going to ask you some questions. And the quick thing is that you don't have time to think about the answer. You just have to say the first thing that comes to mind.
Okay.
And maybe explain a little bit if we want to know.
Okay.
But
We're going to go you, Mitchell, me.
okay.
Does Mitchell have the computer?
I can look right over and get a little hug.
Get closer to Ollie. Get the microphone closer to Ollie. Get closer to him.
All right.
So let me get this microphone close.
Make
All
sure
right.
to speak in the microphone, Mitchell, when you ask.
Kate, are you ready?
I guess a yes.
There's a lot of pressure.
Okay.
What's the weirdest thing you've ever found in a golf hole?
A fish. A dead fish.
Korea or America? Who
I
makes
think-
better barbecue?
Oh, wait, what?
Korea or America? Who makes better
Korea.
barbecue?
Sorry, I might be biased, but Korea.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
Did
Korean
you
barbecue.
Did you ever hit somebody with a golf ball? Yes or no?
Yes.
On purpose?
No, on accident. I shanked the ball into my dad's shin.
Favorite golf brand to wear?
Travis Matthew.
Hey.
Favorite sport besides golf?
Football to watch. Yeah.
Get rid of a sport.
Chess is still a sport, by the way. Just a reminder.
Dun.
Yeah. First thing that comes to mind.
I'll have to go with chess. Yeah. Sorry.
As a mental game, the mental game. That's fair.
It's fair,
Yeah.
it's fair.
Yeah.
Who's going? Ollie.
Favorite restaurant in Athens?
Shokatini.
Shokatini. Karaoke. That's nice. Yeah.
Favorite bar downtown?
Don't say
Silver.
Silver.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Paul. Who do you think is the best golf player in college right now?
Dang it. The one that I was gonna say is not in college anymore.
Well, I mean,
Oh crap. I'll say I think Amanda Sandback is pretty good. She's UVA.
shout out.
Yeah, she's
Shout
really
out.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That's
Beautiful.
the 10. That's simple.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing crazy.
What a great
going on there.
podcast. Thank you so much, Kate Song, everybody.
Yeah, thank you guys. Had so much fun. Yeah.
Boom, boom.
Yeah.
Beautiful. That was fantastic, Kate. Thank you for coming on.
Oh, it's so weird.